Are you thinking of moving abroad and you don't know where to start? Today I have a list of things that you should do before you move to another country. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Like I said, today we are going to be talking about the things that you should do before you move to another country. Before we go on, if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe right here. So the key thing that I think is important is research, and you have to do a lot of research in advance before you even decide to move to a specific country. You might be having a list of countries that you would like, but you have to do some research on them to narrow it down, and finally you decide which country you want to move to. Now, the first thing that you need to do is ensure that you have a passport. If you don't have one, make sure you get one, and if you already have one, make sure that it's still valid. Another thing that you need to research on is if you require a visa to move to that country. And in most cases, I think if you're going to study or maybe you're going to work, you need a visa, and sometimes it's tricky to get one. So make sure that you research on what kind of visa you need and the documents that you need in order to apply for one. If you're going to study or even travel or just work, the people who issue your visa will need to know that you can be able to support yourself in terms of money or financially. So you need to show bank statements or plans on how you are planning to support yourself once you get to the new place. And another thing that you need to do is to research on how long the visa is actually going to take to be issued after you apply for one, because in some cases it takes months. For example, when I applied for my Swedish visa, it took 2 months before the visa was issued and I could actually get it. And when I applied for the UK one, it took less than a week. So you need to know in order to make sure that you plan your trip. Another thing that you need to consider is insurance. And insurance is something I've come to realize is very important, because you never know what will happen when you're in the new place or while you're traveling to the new place. So I would advise you get an insurance that covers everything. For example, medical insurance and travel. And this should cover instances where maybe your luggage gets lost, there are cancellations on your bookings, and you should make sure that you insure things like expensive laptops, cameras, and even phones or jewelry. So look for insurance. You can do this research online and decide on which insurance that you want, but you should make sure that it covers all of those things just to be safe, because you never know what might happen. Another very important thing is accommodation. Now you're moving to a new place. You probably don't know someone, like I never do when I move to a new place, and you need to know where you're going to stay even on the first day that you land to that place. Accommodation is important, but I think it depends on someone. In some cases, you're able to arrange for accommodation before you even move to a new place. And in some other cases, you get to the airport, you just go on hotels or hostels and stay somewhere for like a week or two while you're still looking for something permanent. So it depends on you, and it also depends on the place that you're moving to, what is available at the moment. So try to find options that favor you, and sometimes you can find options that are cheaper, so just go for them. Make sure you're able to find out about the accommodation and living expenses of that place, because in most cases living expenses differ from place to place. And in my case, I always find that wherever I'm going, things are way more expensive than my home country. So you have to be well prepared in advance so you don't suffer, and just making arrangements is important. Well, one other thing that you might find different is language. If the people in the place that you're moving to are going to be speaking in a different language than you are, it's always advisable to try and learn a few words of the new language, and in that way you get to show the people from where you're going that you're actually interested in their culture. And it's also a way of making new friends. When I was moving to Sweden, I started learning Swedish online. It was terrible because I didn't have anybody to practice the accents with, so I would just repeat after what the YouTube videos were saying. And I actually learned things like greetings, I learned colors, I learned, counting from 1 to like 100 and just basic stuff, and that helped me. So try to learn at least a few words in advance and it's going to be nice for you. Now, after you're issued with your visa, it's time to start making travel plans, and you can now book your tickets, you can start packing, and one thing that you should remember to do is to change currency if you're going to be using a different one. And if you're unable to do this in time, you can always do it at the airport. They kind of charge more, but you're always sure that you'll get whatever currency that you want at the airport. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope I've given you some tips that you can put into use. And if you would like to know more about traveling or how to move to a new place, you can just let me know. If you enjoyed the video, please give a thumbs up and remember to subscribe if you haven't. And yeah, thank you. Bye.